What's going on, reality hackers? It's Michael back today with another video, and today we're going to talk about where to start if you don't know where to start. What that means is, look, a lot of you are coming to this channel and you want to go on a deep dive and you want to learn everything, and I love it. I'm such a big fan of it. What we're going to talk about today are the law of attraction essentials, right? These are, in my experience and opinion, the most important things that you must understand in order to successfully use the law of attraction. These things often get overlooked, but for us at Reality Hacker, they are the core of everything that we do. So we're going to talk about, right, 3 essentials, right? And here's the thing, without these, none of this makes sense. So if you don't understand what I'm about to say, my encouragement to you is to dive in, right? To continue to dive in, seek to understand as much as you can. Let's have dialogues, let's engage. I would love to go back and forth with you here on YouTube, right? But what we want to talk about are the 3 essentials that if you don't get this, man, I just don't think it's going to work, right? Okay, let's get started. First thing here, okay, we have to understand that there is no separation. This is probably the most fundamental mistake that most people make. Is ultimately they look at themselves as a body experiencing divinity rather than divinity experiencing a body. And I want you to think about this when you're going around, throughout your day and you're living your life, you're in your job, your relationships, and you're thinking about yourself as an individual relating to everything else around you that is separate from you. Think about that context of perception, and then think about that related to your desire. Your desire immediately becomes something that is separate, even if it comes upon you, right? If it literally falls inside of you and you're like, oh man, that'd be amazing. If you're identified as an individual, you can't help but identify everything around you as its own individuality without any sort of connectedness to your life. So what we want to understand here is that there is no separation. What is there not separation between? There is not separation between the underlying mechanics and ultimately the substance that makes up all that is. I want you to imagine for a second a projector, right? When I was a kid, I had a projector, and it, what did it do? It showed the stars on the ceiling and the planets in the solar system, right? This projector, and it projected over here, star 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 over here. That's really how this whole thing works, right? You're this, projecting yourself to be a star, projecting yourself to be Arcturus, projecting yourself to be Michael, projecting yourself to be Larry, projecting yourself to be Eric, projecting yourself to be Marissa, projecting yourself to be Vanessa, right? These, although they appear to be what you are, and your desires also show up here too, you're actually this, the space, the totality from which all of these things come. So if you are that, and specifically your awareness of being is the source from which all matter comes into being from, including your fulfilled desire, then there's no possible way that you are fundamentally separate from the thing that it is that you want. And this is really important to understand, because when you begin to get into desire creation and to manifestation, a lot of people tend to go to the hows, they go to the whys, they go to the whos, the whats, the wheres, the whens, all of that. And at the end of the day, if I am not separate from the thing wanted, I'm not going to obsess over it, right? Not only am I not going to obsess over it, I'm not going to feel the sense of lack that exists because that thing is not present in my life. What you'll learn about the law of attraction, if you haven't learned it already, is that the real secret is being happy, right? At the end of the day, we talk about stepping into the wish fulfilled. We talk about acting as if you already are what you want to be. When you really drill that down, you find that the feeling of fulfillment, of contentment, of satisfaction, right? All of those feelings are aligned with what you want to experience in your life. That's what you assign meaning-wise to these things that you want. Well, I want this thing because I think it's going to give me this feeling. I want this thing because I think it's going to give me this feeling. Once you realize that you're not separate from that thing, nor are you separate from the feeling that it creates, you can generate that feeling immediately. And the wonderful thing about generating the feeling is that any state of consciousness that you persist in, right, any truth that you believe and adhere to fundamentally as a nonchalant aspect of your being, right, it reproduces itself. States of consciousness reproduce themselves. Come on, reproduce themselves, just like children, right? Children reproduce themselves in the form of adults. States reproduce themselves in the form of your life. Okay, so the three essentials here, right? We're talking about there is no separation. We're talking about states of consciousness reproduce themselves in your world. And ultimately, the third thing here, okay, is that it's not about how long you stay in a state, okay? It's about how much and how quick you can leverage awareness, the awareness that you are, to return to the top state, right? So it's not about, oh, well, I sat in my meditation for 55 hours today. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? My question is, when the person pissed you off, did you recognize the reaction and completely realign your vibration, right? When you got cut off in traffic, right? Did you take the time to notice your reaction, give yourself the opportunity to become a little more patient and graceful in that moment, and return to this top state? These are the three essentials. I can guarantee you, if you follow these, if you integrate these, you will be able to successfully use the law of attraction, because that's what I've done, right? Coming from complete homelessness 10 years ago to this month, I was sleeping under a bridge in Omaha. And now to this point, I've manifested $1 million houses, $100,000 cars, multiple, honestly, $1 million houses, multiple six-figure businesses, multiple dream relationships, dream partnerships with $100 million companies, the whole 9 yards, right? And these are the fundamentals that I adhere to every single day when it comes to anything that I am manifesting. There is no separation between me and the thing that I want. States of consciousness reproduce themselves in my world, and it's not about how long I live in the wish fulfilled. It's about how much and how quick I return to that state. And these, my friends, these are the three essentials. The three essentials. Guarantee you take this, you run with it, you'll transform your life. And that's all for today's video. So you're amazing, you're powerful, you're loved, you're wonderful, you're awesome, you're epic, you're super, super, super infinite. And as always, you can have, be, and do anything that you want. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and comment, go ahead and share what I'm doing well, go ahead and share what I'm not doing well. Definitely want to hang out, grow in this thing. As you can tell, we're consistent, man. We're growing. We want you to grow with us. You are amazing. You're super awesome. We'll talk to you soon.